What's up, everybody? I'm Stu from the Stuart Winter Band. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to take a second and share with you the story background behind a song that we released recently called Greater. Um, Back in October, November of last year was when this song fell out of heaven onto my lap, and I was hanging out in D minor, and God just kind of put that theme on my heart, that greater is He that is in me, and I just kept on singing it and working with it, and it really captivated me. And I wasn't sure what was going to become with it. The majority of songs, obviously, as any artist has, they are wonderful, and then 2 days later, you don't remember how they go. And I didn't know if it was going to be one of those or if it would stick, and um, it just it really drew me, and I kept on singing it and kept on working on it, and so I began to write out and write out these lyrics, and it just flowed, and I didn't know if it was going to become a ballad or a pop rock song. Honestly, I had no direction for this tune, and having a rap hip hop sound come out at the end was the farthest from what I thought it would become. Um, I think I think it's probably just because it's easier to say more in a rap song. I mean, you look at most rap songs, and you can jam so much stuff into a song, into a 3 or 4 minute song, whereas an artist that's got a verse, one, two, and a bridge, you know, comprised of 3 or 4 sentences, they have to condense all of their words, and all of a sudden you're dealing with ambiguity and a diluted message. And I mean, that's a struggle that you have, is communicating what you want to communicate at the outset of your song when it actually is done, and maintaining that. So that was a struggle of mine, and that, I think, is why it turned out to be a rap song. And plus, I thought it gave it a little bit more of an edge to the song. So I like the teeth that are there. But for the song in verse one, um, I guess to put you there where I was thinking, I'm in the front left pew of my church, where I serve as a worship leader, and getting ready to go on stage, and ding goes the bell like bats out of hell. My thoughts are racing. I'm in need of grace and mercy to overcome this curse he tries to remind me of each and every day, and so on and so forth. The whole mental battle, the spiritual tug of war that's going on, even though I'm saved and stuff, and I've had this awesome relationship with God, with Jesus for so long. It's still a difficult thing when it comes to um, leading a congregation sometimes, and that's kind of supposed to, I guess, show that the reality of what takes place in verse one. About going big or going home. I mean, hitting a home run every Sunday, uh, with worship, and giving it my all for Him, regardless of if it's one or 1,000. Um, that that's what He deserves, and I guess that's what verse one is talking about. Verse two kind of picks up where it leaves them hanging. The clearing the throat, grabbing a song that I wrote, still hear the do's and don'ts like missiles cruising towards me, and they fly right past me. Am I losing my mind? That's talking about kind of the same thing, dealing with the people side, of, yeah, do this, do that, turn it up, turn it down. Um, why aren't we doing this song? Why are we doing that song? And pleasing people or serving God, and where's there a balance, and all of this, is there even a balance? And um, it can be so convoluted at times. And then all of a sudden I drop back into kind of like a flashback of when I was 2 years old, and all I wanted to do was learn how to play the drums. That was the only instrument that mattered to me, and that's what I wanted to do, be a drummer. Didn't happen, but as I grew up and went through grade school and high school and college, there were bands um, that meant the world to me. That were the connection between me and Christ. Sometimes it felt like that. With their absence, I don't know where I would be today. Like the Newsboys is probably the biggest one in Delirious. Jars of Clay, Carmen when I was younger. Some of those bands, DC Talk, they did so much for me spiritually, and just saying hey to a young child or high school or whatever, being Christian is awesome. It's cool, and I think in verse 2 also it echoes maybe a frustration of maybe that's not as prevalent today as I thought it was when I was young. Maybe that's because I'm getting older, but ending with that line of, unlike Eminem and the rest of them, I serve the King of Kings born in Bethlehem. And just that defiance of, like the chorus is saying, standing up for what you believe in, and in the face of what is wrong and what is totally against God and all of this, the struggles that we go through every day at work or at school, it can be really, really draining. And so hopefully this song has encouraged people. It encouraged me, and I think refreshed me and brought me back to a place where I used to really be of just knowing that, hey, he can do anything through me. He can do absolutely anything through me, and not being confined to the limitations that I have around me. So that's that song. It comes out of 1 John, actually, chapter 4, verse 4. And that whole chapter talks about kind of the same thing, with there being a lot of convoluted truths and lies and difficulty pertaining which is which in Christendom and outside of, obviously. So that's where the song has its roots, and it's a very personal song. I guess one of the reasons why I share it is I had met a friend for lunch recently from college, and she's like, hey Stu, you had some really intimate stuff in there, and it kind of made me stop and think. I was like, I guess I did, and she's right, and I'm sure so many of you have a similar story. So let this get you stoked up again, feeling almost belligerently Christian, just totally stoked and ready to go. So I'm just gonna play it, and forgive my voice. We had a concert last night at a local college, so it's not in the best of shape, but we're gonna try it anyway. So here we go. Stand tall, hold my ground. I said it so the whole world can hear my sound. Greater is He that is in me than you out there. Bring it on, you're going down. Tingles the bell like bats out of hell. My thoughts are racing, I'm in need of grace and mercy to overcome this curse He tries to remind me of each and every single day. Oh, I shake it loose. I know the truth through all my Sunday suit. Oh, tie, no, I tie to my head so that it feels just right. Clear my throat, grab a song that I wrote. Oh, I pick it up slightly, they fly right past me. Oh, this band wages before I take the stages, and as I let go, I begin to flow like I did when I was 2 years old, banging on the drums. I was like playing a job, well away as far as I could tell from a life like this, alive. But he knew my heart, every single part. So I say, take me to your leader, take me to your leader. Time to get righteously indignant again. Oh, oh. Like and the rest of them, I serve the King of Kings, born in Bethlehem. Oh, 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 I say, I stand tall, hold my ground. I say it so the whole world can hear my sound. Greater is He that is in me than you out there. Bring it on, you're going down. Thank you.